That's absolutely totally correct. Once again, the squad is on the air. It's Saturday night, blah, 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 etc. Let's move swiftly along with our first tune now. We'll attempt to, anyway. The first tune up against the wall this evening comes from Alison David. Not quite sure if there's any relation to anyone else called David or anyone. Could it be Craig's little sister, perhaps, maybe? Some funky stuff anyway. Dreams come true. We'll tool up and introduce the squad shortly. White label for your delectation. Have a listen, please. For conversation's sake, we will pretend that is Craig David's little sister, Alison David. Dreams come true, a white label. It's now just get the gear bag. Here we go. Let's introduce and tool up the members of the squad present this evening. It's a great pleasure to welcome. Is this your second time on with us, Ray? Is it?
Yes, he's in here with Gavin, the mag editor.
That's right, yeah. Representing Flushbus, the musical department. Oh, you're the music correspondent, would you be?
That's
you're the head of the music correspondent department.
Looking after the old club reports, yeah.
It is an official cruise evening. You know what I mean? So what kind of weapon would you like?
Something big and heavy.
Big and heavy. Well, I mean, we've got the heavy one here. This one here is actually made of metal alloy, so it's like... Just quite nice.
Looks like we're doing the job all right.
There you go now. So look, and there's some ammunition for you.
Lovely.
Very welcome in. Move on now. Brian, this is your first time here. Brian
Is
Kearney,
indeed,
is it?
yeah.
Yeah. Fine producer of ilk, I'm told. What kind of stuff do you make?
Trance and hard trance.
I see. Hard trance boy.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have the Tracid Tracks.
That's a big
Tracid
one.
Tracks Laura Croft-O-Matic.
3 on 3.
Extremely welcome in. Really good to have Al Redmond back as well.
How are you?
I'm still alive, you know. It's this thing I have is called eating. It's good. It keeps me alive. So what have I got here for you? Do you want something like what am I add to you? You're the Dirty Harry. We'll just cut the crap out of
very
you.
nice.
Dirty Harry lad there for you. Hey! Oh, we're tuned up already. This is who did I say? Alison David. We'll start with you, Al, since you're there. A bit of Alison here now. What are you thinking
A bit
about
of
it?
Alison. It's not really floating my boat.
Really?
No, not really at all.
Just the
See
obligatory
what the other mixes like there.
flip side is
Sounds the same.
Exactly. Hold on. Right. Okay. Exactly the same, minus the vocals. So.
No. Yeah, if you listen out there, what I'm thinking of here is. No, maybe not. I was thinking, you know, kind of one of these cheesy 1980s Saturday afternoon kind of television programs. And that's the kind of music, kind of intro. Something like, what's it called? Two threes a crown. No.
Three's Company or something?
Yes, something like that, yeah.
You're getting 70s American soap comedy situation lad off this vibe, are we?
Vibe come from this tune, yeah.
Alright, okay. Well,
It's strange, really.
Well, there's very little to really go on there. It's just the same thing looping over and over and over again. So we're just doing a bit of a vocal talent there. So not grabbing you at all.
No, not at all.
You know, you want to maybe switch channels, perhaps. Okay. You want a percentage chance this young Alison David? What about the name David? Are you impressed with his second name, David?
Well, I was never a big fan of Craig now, although his latest material is kind of coming on, you know. What could we give this?
Is that doing anything for you? Pretending it's something to do with Craig David? Would that improve the old vibe?
Ah, no, I couldn't release that much information.
Okay.
Okay, we'll give it an 18.
You give it 18%.
18.
That's pretty shite. All right, Raymond, what are you thinking here about this Alison and her thing?
Alison.
What do you think of the voice thing? Is she being seductive with you? Is she saying, come over here?
No, she's not doing anything at all for me. No.
Is she saying, change the channel, I hate this, this is boring, why do we always watch it? No?
Yeah,
It's a nag angle off it for you.
I have to agree there, yeah. It wouldn't do anything for me at all, no.
No foot tapping even, or no finger moving? Right, okay, fine, enough. You're actually disturbed by it, or are you just like, she's not trying hard enough?
No, I think I should hear her with the gun. What do you reckon?
Hit her on the noggin with the gun. Let's see if we can fire something off here to match that. It's a hairline trigger, you see. If you bash it too hard, then it does actually go off. A percentage then for
I reckon I'd have to go with
David lad.
about 18.
Bet 18 as well. 18 sounds good. Is there any thoughts on this, Brian?
It sounds a bit like that stuff came out during the summer, DB Boulevard, and that. The only stuff's exactly the same.
Attempting to jump on the DV Boulevard
Exactly,
bus.
yeah. Robbing their ideas.
I see.
Good production on that, but doesn't do anything for me anyway.
She's still a bit of giving out there. That was a bit of, look, you never take the bins out. You never take me anywhere. Right?
Typical woman, huh?
It's an L one of a tune. How appropriate with the weekend that's in it.
It's an L1 of a tune.
Right.
That's a new description. An L1 of a tune. Yeah. Is there any hope for this at all? I mean, anybody, you know, maybe if remixes perhaps, or don't care. Right, what percentage it then? Go on.
14.
We give it 14. Fair enough. Let's move swiftly along with this. This is a little bit strange, but you will appreciate what we're playing. It's Simple Minds. Once again, go under the knife. This is called Spaceface. Italian label absolutely are releasing this. Have a listen. Simple Minds, in fairness.
Baby loves a levitation. Baby's talking to the stars. I ain't got time for idle words, and I don't worry anyway, as long as I know she's okay. Yeah, she's a space face floating round. She's never coming down. My little space face floating round. She's never coming down. Never coming down. Never coming down. Yeah, she's a space face. Space face. Never coming down. Tell me what you see. I'll be there if you wait for me. We'll soon be home. I'll be there. You're not alone. I space my little space face. I space never falling down, never falling down. Yeah, she's a space face floating round. She's never coming down, never coming down. My little space face floating round. She's never coming down, never coming down. Space
Well, I think that is definite proof that Simple Minds are so open to a bit of this. Spaceface, Simple Minds, absolutely records out of Italy. Let's start with Brian. Any thoughts on this thing here?
Sounds like something Robbie Butler would play, or
A Robbie Butler-esque.
Red Box sort of warm-up sort of sound.
Robbie Butler, indeed. Oh, now I just do the obligatory B-side check.
Baby's big on aviation.
Okay.
Yes. That's more like
And now you see, there's a Tomcraft mix on the flip, and this be it.
That's
So
nice, actually.
We like him.
I would just reload that fully and let it go. So a bit more interesting, perhaps. So, I mean, the obvious question: were you ever, or are you ever, into Simple Minds?
Wow, can't say I was.
Not even a "Don't you forget about me" romantic moment in the cinema or anything, no?
No, none of them.
I think Jim Kerr's got a big nose. He did actually have a tremendous nose.
Hoover knows.
Yeah. One of the lads. This is getting nice and Tomcrafty, isn't it? Skip here.
Got 80s electro buzz off.
Preferring this mix?
Yeah,
Feeling it a bit better?
good warm-up
much
stuff.
more happening in there, isn't there?
Sort of man. Shouldn't have allowed it the other side at all, really. In that place. So yeah, on the strength of this, what are you thinking? Like any hope for Simple Minds?
Tomcraft one's nice, alright.
There's your man singing though. Is this like?
Yeah, that sort of rounds it really.
It's well done though. You're not hearing a big chunk of other crap underneath him when he's singing. So
Well put together and that, alright, yeah.
these guys being naughty, they actually credit Jim Kerr on the label for singing or something. So I mean, they haven't actually robbed it. They're being honest about this, I think. Sniff the other one. This be the other mix. Pleasant. What do you think? Percentage? What do you reckon?
And the Tomcraft mix,
Well, on the whole vibe in general.
for that one there, I give about 60%.
At the old 60.
The other side, about 30, nothing really happens.
Yeah, it was sort of like audio wallpaper on the other side. So you feeling any of this, Ray, or is this a bit more interesting?
Tomcraft mix now, yeah, I'll be into that now.
See if this does anything here. Okay.
Yes.
Here come the killer locusts. Nuclear robot locusts. Thanks to British Nuclear Fuels for that one. Okay, it's a bit nuts. But, would you give any of this any time? Would you play this, or would you multifaceted 12-inch?
The Tom Craft mix, yeah, I definitely would play that.
And is the Simple Minds thing helping you play it? Would you pick it up because it's Simple Minds, or would you just go, what's that tune?
Well, I am really an 80s fan, so in that era, you know, so
Not many will admit that now.
yeah.
A child of the
Shown
80s.
the age, that's it. Yeah, well, I like this mix here now. I'd have to give it about 60 as well, 60, 65.
The old robot chipmunks in there now chipping away. 65 is good. So Al, would you give this any time?
Yeah, I would. Again, agreeing with the other two lads. Well, firstly, the first mix you played and the flip isn't really that great. I don't think I give it a great percentage, but the Tomcraft mix, because it's very like Loneliness, the structure of the kind of production of the tune, and yeah, I liked Loneliness, and I think that's quite good. I'm not overly pushed about the vocals, but I do like Tomcraft, so the whole package, the whole tune itself.
It's an awful lot noisier than, like, Loneliness is a very skinny record, like there's an awful lot of space in it, but this is like that wash of
More sounds going on.
all of this stuff here now, hands in the air, lad.
Then again, saying that, I don't know about that working in the clubs now.
This particular bit
Like
here.
this particular mix of Tomcraft.
Well, if it kicks back in here well hard, you never know.
Yeah.
Sorry, just check this now if it came back in sufficiently.
I mean, at this stage, okay, let's go over and get another Red Rebel and vodka.
Yeah. He hasn't actually hit it yet. We'll come back in a minute. Yeah, he's just warming up now still. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Again, it's early material in the night, so I wouldn't knock it too much. I'll give it a 42, simply for Tommy.
42, you say? Yes, us Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy readers really appreciate that 42 mark. Oh, look at that there. Where is it? Oh, look, they moved it again.
At Meteor, we think the only way to prove just how good our service really is for you to try it out for yourself. That's why we're offering you up to €100 call credit absolutely free when you switch over. You don't have to buy a new phone. We'll simply give you a new SIM card so you can connect your existing phone to Meteor. With all evening and weekend calls from only 13 cents per minute and coverage where and when it matters most, isn't it time you made the smart move to Meteor? For your free SIM card and €100 call credit, call 1850 555 085. That's 1850 555 085. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, Michael. You do remember me, don't you? It's Fiona.
Fiona?
You can't have forgotten. Santorini, last summer. Does the Laguna Hotel ring any bells?
Santorini? I've never been to Santorini.
Oh.
In a recent survey, 32% of women said their nightmare situation would be doing something silly in public. So thank goodness for sure. Clinically proven to combat even emotional sweat.
My brother has, though.
Right. Well, tell him I said hello, won't you?
Sure. Combats emotional sweat.
Ironic, isn't it? While they tell us we've never had it so good, there are still things that can't be sorted by clicking a mouse or swiping a credit card, like an unexpected pregnancy. That's why Cora is here, to listen, to understand, and to help in a practical and supportive way. Talk to us in confidence on 1850 622 626. Cora cares.
Indeed. This is Re-Raw, fresh out of Ireland, 25 o'clock in the morning. All City Records presenting. Have a listen.
We stay sharper no matter the mind scatter, no matter the brain batter, grey matter stays active. Tactics immaculate, smashing those cash in hand, flashing the pan, fashion fans, acting a man badly. Keeping it rugged like pebble dashes, rubbing your knuckles, running locusts, looking for fucking buckets and ducats, you know. All I wanna do is live like the other half do, so we can stay buckled on booze, nothing to lose but a few screws up in the roof. If I have to, that's what I'll do to pass through. I ask you, I don't chin it riffing like bitch and biddies, bickering like little kiddies, switching lyrics with gimmicks. I'm only in it to try and stable the frame. Every now and again, I just flip it to stay sane, you know. I just wanna split riffs with the gifted, hit splits, get blitz and keep lifted. No pausing, no stalling, keep it going till 25 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna blast it until I'm past the last kick. Raise the glass and stay laughing. No pausing, no stalling, keep it going till 25 o'clock in the morning. And when I flow, I roll like an evil wheelies, freely, like hippies on Harleys, spliffing up Marleys, it's easy. One once I kick-started, I'm charging. You can't par me with that kindergarten jargon. So talk all that rah-rah, you have to put your bandana. Don't make it a gangster, you chancer. Now you're bullying cause you couldn't pull it from your skull to your gullet and run it like this fucking culture mullah from Tulla. Seldom see me slobbering, till I'm full of home brew and full of more June, no problem. Any weak rhymes or rabbiting won't be happening. School skipping, skedaddling, scatter before the battle. I'm living it for the paddies and biddies, sipping the Guinness. You know we're in it every minute from beginning to finish. No gimmicks, no friggin' bullshitting, just a head full of herbs and words to keep your skull ripping. I just wanna split riffs with the gifted, hit spliffs, get blitzed and keep lifted. No pausing, no stalling, keep it going till 25 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna blast it until I pass the last kick. Raise the glass and stay laughing. No pausing, no stalling, keep it going till 25 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, now who can get the deepest spit and smoke through the speakers, reaching the people and keeping the weed seedless, the rhyme seamless, the mind beams it, receive it. Finally married to music and promised I'd never leave it. See, we go back like me daddy's Adidas, old school like graffiti painted pieces. Believe it, I mean it, haven't seen it on a replay. Reroll runs, rhymes, try recreate. To chase those fake souls with brains like Play-Doh, spaking out their anal cake holes. But they still can't faze me since the days the scaries raised hair and blazed heat. I swing it like a barrel of beer in a bottle of bells. You couldn't even sip it, don't be codding yourselves. Run alongside and try racing it, but face it, you can't chase the pace of a space cadet. I just wanna split riffs with the gifted, hit spliffs, get blitzed and keep lifted. No pausing, no stalling, keep it going till 25 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna blast it until I pass the last kick. Raise the glass and stay laughing. No pausing, no stalling, keep it going till 25 o'clock in the morning.
As you do, reroll 25 o'clock in the morning. What's the label here? All City Records. I think it's the first All City. All C AC 101 would be the serial number. Yes, it is. I'm predicting this is the first All City record. Rather fine sound. Yes. Let's start with Ray. What do you think of this reroll, gentlemen?
Where can I
here?
get a copy of that?
Well, I got my.
I reckon that'll go down well. Wednesdays in the temple, definitely. And
Was it a bit of a student lad there would have been?
Definitely.
And would they be copying that it's Irish? Do you think, or would they be caring?
I'd say the old Irish team would come into it, alright. Support their own.
The obligatory instrumental here as well, so you can roll your own one. Look at this. Can you rap like the reroll?
No.
Go on, Ray, try.
Come on, can I look?
No.
Enough.
I'm not even going to go there.
Enough. If you're feeling this, you give it a lash, would you? You played it?
Yeah, I'd say it would go down well. The old students would say it later. Might try it this Wednesday.
I have to say, it's a rather nice sleeve. You want to feel of the sleeve? It's like a sort of a robot-y type angle off that now, you see? Urban vibe.
You have to get a copy of that, alright?
I see. A wanter. Is it a has to have it? It is officially has to have it, right? What percentage we think? What?
I'm going to have to give it 80.
The 80?
Yeah, I'm reckon it'll go down well.
Mr. Redmond, any thoughts?
Well, I'm not generally a fan of the hip-hop stuff. And at the start of the record there when you listen to it, I was thinking I could give it a possibly high percentage, but when it came in I was not really.
And what are you feeling against this now?
No, I'm not really too much up in the hip-hop world, so I wouldn't really know what's good, what's bad, but just my general view of that tune.
You came very close to saying this isn't my bag, and as you know, saying this isn't my bag is now banned on the squad and can actually get you
I know, I never used
court-martialed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at the start I caught it was going somewhere. They were sounding maybe American, but then there was one point they lost it. The culty voice came out totally. Not that that's a bad thing. No offense to any country people.
Country people. I see.
After all, they took up 3/4 of the country.
We are all country people. My son. This big hip hop family. Are you happy? Would you play this? Like, would you drop it in your Jeep?
Oh, God, no.
You wouldn't?
Tonight? No way.
You wouldn't play? Not even for the wind down afterwards, yeah?
Back at the session at the house, yeah. No, possibly not. But if you make a special note to the lyrics, some of them are actually quite amusing. If you want to do some spin backs there.
It's like a random
there was
place.
One, the lads actually from the country.
Of course.
Whereabouts?
The lads are from Tullamore.
Tullamore, well that was
exactly. Anyway.
I noticed one lyric he spent Mulla from Tulla. I actually thought it was Tala, but now you say Tullamore.
It's actually Tulla. Percentage me then. What do you hope for the lads?
Generous, big generous.
Well, I'd like them to do well because they're Irish and that, but lads, I'll have to give you 26 and a half.
26 and a half?
Yeah, 26.5.
Deliberately trying to be awkward, aren't you, with the half?
I know.
You know I don't like halves. I can appreciate if you'd give it a half as well now, Brian, if you would, because then maybe I can...
Just to mess up your sums.
Something and a half, just to round it off nicely, for my brain can't handle this.
It's very well made, in fairness to them. The background music and all that is good, but it's very hard to take that track seriously when your man starts singing. It's like a song out of Father Ted or something.
You mean this bit here, the chorus?
Yeah, listen.
Wanna let go better.
You have to put the tongue firmly in the cheek, you see. You're not digging it. You listen to the lyrics, man. Get to the point, will you, Ken?
He's actually right. I can picture in the Father Ted series, and Dougal will be standing there, dressed up, oh so cool, and doing some kind of boogie, you know.
Oh yeah, a little bit of a headline.
Playing it over and over again.
So is this the end of 8 Mile, everyone jumping around type tune, or is it oh no, is that the sun coming up tune?
Bit of both, really.
Bit of both. Multifaceted, yeah. So what do you think, percentage-wise?
For being Irish, we give it a 45 and a half.
45? You did the half. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Lovely. Right, okay, we swiftly move along here with something very disco-y and weird. I have to get the sleeve of this. I have to get this right, because this is a stupid name of the week. The Grand Popo Football Club, and this is Men Are Not Nice Guys. Have a listen. Allegedly Men Are Not Nice Guys. Just reload one of the other mixes of this thing while we're talking, shall we? Why not? Who are they again? Let me just get that sleeve. Before I do this, actually, we should. Look, you see, I've got 2 copies of it, so you can actually hang on to that sleeve. Have a bit of a laugh here now. That would be the Grand Popo Football Club. We heard, I don't know, whatever mix. We have an addition to the squad, a late arrival. Mark Armstrong, very welcome in, young Mark. A Lexicon Avenue dude, I believe, yes.
That's right, yeah.
Very welcome in. I have to tool you up. Fortunately, there isn't a massive selection left in the tool bag. I can offer you the secret agent gun or the Nazi machine pistol.
Machine pistol.
Machine pistol it is, there you go. Just rev that up for us there now, make sure it's working. Wonderful. That's great, very well done. Right, anyway, who we say? Al, do you want to start us off with this Grand Popo, lads, here?
A quick squiz at the sleeve.
Oh, no, bash the sleeve there now. I'm not sure what we're on here. I think this is the Visitor Maxi Mix we're currently listening to.
It's not bad.
Sort of disco lad off it. I mean, we were listening to this, Mark, before you came in, which is sort of...
Actually, that's the mix I was thinking of, yeah. Which mix is that?
Second one on side 2, which would be the...
Men are not nice guys.
Right. Oh, this must be the original version.
Well, the first thing I thought of actually when listening to this mix, what's that song from years and years ago? And I think they bought it. Remember?
Chic, Good Times. I'm getting a chic vibe off that now, big time. Yeah.
Kind of, and not kind of, yeah.
And Good Times.
Yeah, Good Times.
Exactly. Good Times recently bootlegged in an instrumental state, which we're all playing with at the moment, I'm sure, in the dark hours.
Nice guys.
So this thing here now, is he doing anything now, or
not really doing anything for me. I can see it. Would it even work on the radio?
Well, this is obviously the radio one. Hold on, we just flip it over and get some more club angles on there. Bit of that now.
Oh, Fisher Spinner.
No, it's King Brain, actually, I think. Well, actually, you're dead right on the old franglais bit there, because we have Atmospheriques Edition of the publishing company, so that sounds very Frenchy-ish. We've got major label pressure on this, so you know what I mean? 4 mixes on 112, but it is a sleeve specially printed for same, and it's one of those sleeves that if you tilt it quickly in the light, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if the show gets boring, you get your dick out and you do that, and you go, hey, the tune ain't that good. What are this? You're gonna Fisher Spooner lad off that, maybe, aren't you?
Kind of, yeah. I'm not mad at Fisher Spinner now. Emerge was. It wasn't a bad track. The Mogwai mix, I think.
Actually boring me, that one, so I don't know.
It's not really great either.
Isolation Tank.
Chugging along, going nowhere.
I don't know. I mean, it's sort of like, you know, craft work on a bad day.
I'll probably get knocked for this. Believe it or not, I think on the flip, the second mix in, one I kind of was like...
This lad.
Yeah, although it's probably the more commercially kind of minded mix.
Just leave it on this noodle mix here. So look, would you play any of the mixes? Do you care?
I do care, but I would play the mix, you know. Yeah, let that sound. We'll give it a... I haven't been too generous time. Yeah, we'll give it a 32.
That's not generous. 30% is pretty shy. Mark, since you just arrived and probably don't know what's going on, we'll hit you. What do you think of this? Being soothed by any of these noises?
Nah. It would end up in the pound bin in the shop. For me, like, it's...
This is straight into the give that to the shop bin.
Yeah, sorry, but it's doing nothing.
I've got 2 copies of it.
Exactly.
Now you see. You're not a Fisher Spooner type fan at this time, you know?
No, I'm not, no.
So, you know, because it's very fashionable to like Fisher Spooner, you see. So I suppose that's probably the script. You think of anyone playing this, actually?
Not really.
Anybody think of anyone playing this out at any time? Back to radio mode then. Sort of at this breakfast time, getting out of bed, have to do something, or just be like, hey, brekkie time. No? I think maybe it worked for that. So the point is, you see, we all play clubs and we're all into the music and so on, and we all work, and none of these club mixes are lighting our fires here at all. The only thing that's slightly tickling us is the radio mix, and none of us listen to the radio during the day, so it's a major label after all. Do you want a percentage of Smart? What do you think?
Is this out of 100?
Out of 100 chance of it doing something, anything now. It could be like the backing for an ad.
Generous 10.
10.
Yeah.
So it might be used for an overnight Sky Music type thing after Sky 1 shuts down. Possibly. Alright, Brian, any thoughts?
It sounds something along the lines of Felix the Housecat, Silver Screen Shower Scene, and that Shiny Disco Balls track as well. Just robbing ideas from loads of other tracks and throwing them all together, really.
So you safely put the Felix nail in it,
Yeah.
the Fisher Spooner lad, and Chic. So like covering all angles of things that we have enough of.
Everyone else's ideas and trying to freshen them up, but it doesn't work. That's the only real track that mix that has a bit of energy in it.
Well, we play it at radio speed, right? Because this is not at +4. Sort of like dancing in treacle, you know? What do you think? Any use to anybody? A percentage? What do you reckon?
Sure, it would be useful to some people, but it doesn't float my boat, as Al said earlier on. Doesn't go out for me.
A mistake, maybe?
Might be to some people. It is to me, but it doesn't do anything for me anyway.
You could always raise the old Lara Croft there and give them a good old scene tune, teach them for fucking with That'll teach them. Right, put a number on it, percentage.
7.
7. Okay. What about you, Ray? Anything here at all?
Well, this is sort of music I'm into. It's definitely, I'd play this at the start of the night, say in Club Diva. So people are walking in,
Some music for the bouncers and the bar staff as they clean up, yeah.
I think it's nice mellow track. I like that original mix there. I'd give it about 35, 40.
You wouldn't be like liking it so much you're disappointed that there isn't like a more clubby mix, no?
I like that one there.
It's plodding. Alright, we'll move on. Something a little more messy. Moby has released the gaps between the tracks on his album at this stage. Put them together and called it Sunday, the day before my birthday. A phalanx of mixes. We'll take a look at the trance mix. Ferry Corsten on it. Have a listen. At this stage, I think I'd like to butt in and play some of the House Your mixes because that just seems to be stuck there or something. I don't know, we'll just have a listen here. Indeed. So Brian, we start with you. What do you think of this Moby latest thing? Have you had any Moby times in the last 2 years of Moby domination?
Tiesto did a good remix of the last track. Can't remember the name of it, but it was okay.
We're All Made of Stars.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right,
And
yeah.
there was a
there
Ferry Carson remix of What Does My Heart Feel So Bad as well. That was good. But that one there, the Ferry Carson mix, I'm a fan of Ferry Carson myself, but it's very, very poor. Very flowery.
Flowery, you say? Flittery and noisily.
And
flowery.
That vocal just ruins the track, and he brings in a breakbeat part in behind it as well, and just does not suit the track at all.
Well, I was going to let it, do the obligatory let the break finish and then talk all over, but the break didn't seem to want to finish. I think the record is a break. That's it, really. And
very poor from Ferry Carson.
I think this is West London Deep now in this mix. I'm not really sure. There's a Boris 2 Glosh mix and a West London, so we'll flip it over now, maybe get a taste of the other. I'm not sure which is which. Was this mellowing you out any at all now? Or you're beginning to forget about Ferry's mistake now?
Not really. Well,
okay.
That doesn't really matter from you either.
Well, now you managed to be raising your weapon there and discuss now. This is Ferry's back. Disappointing. Ferry always makes that noise when you shoot him in the nuts. It's the Belgians, I think. His Belgian relations. Well, percentage chance of this package doing something then, I mean.
I'm sure it will do something, so, hey, 37.
37. Yeah. One of the biggest selling albums by anyone called Moby in the last couple of years, so, everyone should have it by now. Mark, any thoughts on Moby, Mobius?
I don't mind this. Is this the West London Deep mix?
I think it might be. Okay, right. Okay, I can't read the label, so we'll flip it over.
Go listen to it.
Maybe that's a bit more West London Deep.
No, I think it was the other side.
That's Stu Glosh and thingy. We'll return to that shortly. That's West London. It is, in fact, West London.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I think it would have been hard to do any kind of justified mix with that vocal.
Is this another one of his found vocals, or what is it? Could be just a bit he found on the telly by the sounds of it. Really. Playing any West London Deep stuff at the moment, are you?
I do. I am fans of them. Yeah.
Just so happens. So we've got 3 copies of their next thing here, so we might get that on shortly. Obviously, there's a West London Deep push going on. If we have so many copies, would you give this a try? Would you play it out?
I'd like to see what it sounded like on a big system.
Could sound quite crushing, actually. Let's move on here. It's a very sort of creepy feel off that now. You getting any of that, anybody? Like Evil Dead demons, trying to sing. I think there should be more, demon resurrections in nightclubs that liven things up. And this could be the tune to do it to. So what do you think, in percentage-wise, what hope has this got?
60.
60. Still feeling Moby after all this. Ray, what are you thinking?
What's the other mix on the other side?
Boris Gulugosh. And some, I think, Michi Lange and Boris doing the old funkadelic here now.
That'd be more my take then.
That's what I'm going here. Yeah, that sounds like the theme to Upstairs Downstairs now, funked up now, in fairness.
It's not really doing anything for me.
Are you a Moby fan by default?
No.
He's never actually touched you?
No.
Okay.
Never.
I know a couple of newspapers would be very interested if he had, so I could be your agent for the story and stuff. Yeah. Well, what do you think? Hopes for this? I mean, are we all sick of Moby? Is this going to be a hit? What?
I reckon just his name would get it somewhere, so I'd say 25.
25 purely for the name, you say?
Yeah.
It's a bit messy now, really. I'm having to depend on his name. Al, have you any thoughts on this now at all?
Well, Moby always seems to get fairly established producers, or maybe if not established, known of some sort, to remix his work, and either way they all seem to do reasonably good. There is a certain percentage of people playing them. That mix there, is that the West London, is it? Yeah.
This would be West London, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is Boris actually. No,
Boris
and Michi.
I think it was the West London on the flip there. That wasn't bad. It's not something I play, but if it was on the old wireless, I wouldn't turn it off, Obviously the Ferry Carson mix, well, not really too much for comments on that. Bit disappointing, but again, it's obviously a cha-ching type of thing.
Yeah, I think it's pure cha-ching. So they can put includes Ferry Carson mix on the banner at the top of it.
Said it.
Actually, I have the CD here. They were nice enough to supply us with it. Find it. This is always a good check to see if it made it onto the CD now. Who have we got on the CD? West London Deep Club Mix radio edit. So there's the West London is the one they're pushing, and then Boris did make it in full, and so did Ferry. So that's nice of them. And a different sleeve. Well, it would be, wouldn't it? Ah, it's a nice sleeve. Look at little aliens. Look. Oh, cute. Ah. So after looking at the sleeve, you want to throw a percentage on us there?
Just a quick look at the aliens again.
We'll just have another quick look there now. Do they look threatening aliens, or are they happy
Well,
cutie aliens?
Second from the left, look at him. Hoover nose and
Yeah, Hoover
Very
nose, yeah. Right. Sinister, messy alien.
And the guy with the eyes so far apart, yeah.
It's the ones with the eyes apart that shit in your airing cupboard at parties and don't tell anyone. You know what I mean? 4 months of shitty smell and you can't trace it as him.
Yeah, for the funky groovy characters on the CD cover, and Moby, he's an interesting guy. We'll give that 57.
57. Yeah. Okay, next to Osama bin Laden, I'd say Moby would be your best dinner guest for a bit of fun, really, in fairness. Oh, look at that there.
Language changes to describe new things. You talked about your mobile, you were describing that pretty moving thing hanging from the ceiling. The new Nissan Micra needs new words too. It's a fusion of good things. So a word like sympology describes the Micra's new combination of simplicity and technology. Sympology. Spafe. Thractical. Do you speak Micra? Drop into your Nissan dealer and road test it today. Nissan. Shift expectations.
Want to send and receive text messages from your home phone? Now you can with the new Aircom 4012 cordless phone. And if the person you're texting doesn't have an Aircom 4012 yet, relax. Your text message will be converted into a voice message in their call answering mailbox. Break free today with the new Aircom 4012. Free phone 1-800-202-272. That's 1-800-202-272. Terms and conditions apply.
The Troker 2FM 24-hour fast, proving what a difference a day makes.
Hi, Tony Fenton here. When I visited Central America with Trocra, I saw for myself how the plague of poverty and injustice can devastate families and communities. But I also saw how people turn their lives around when even a little help is given. I'm doing the Trocra 2FM 24-hour fast on Friday 28th of February and Saturday 1st of March. Please join me. Call save 1850 408 408 for your fast pack today.
Alright, let's move swiftly along. Fatboy Slim's Skint label presenting a very, very tasty little noise here. This is Artificial Funkin' Together. Visual Funk. It's together. It's Skint Records. You want to kick us off there, Al? Now, what do you think of this thing here now?
It's not bad, yeah.
Just seeing if there's anything on the sleeve here of any interest, and there isn't. So
It could be wrong, but I'm nearly sure that was actually about a month to 6 weeks ago. I was actually given that. I could be wrong now, and it was bastard written on the front. Could be
bastard
wrong.
written on the front of it.
Yeah.
See if
it was
there's
kind
any
of like
right.
it was like a white label.
Seeing if there's any writing credits.
Could be wrong now, I'm not sure.
Seamus Hadji is mentioned there a lot. We'll just give you a flip side a little out here. No mention of anyone called Bastard on it, so maybe it's a different mix.
No, it's actually catchy enough. Yeah, the mixture just playing a second ago there. That's as Raymond was suggesting, Junior Jack Thrill Me kind of buzz. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not something I play, but it's something I dance to, something I groove to. You know.
You'd be all shaky on it, would you?
I'm happy known to dance to the funky stuff in my time. Yeah.
You'd cut an old rug, would you? Yeah, that's right.
It's good stuff.
That's right. You'd shuffling in. Just rub those butt cheeks together. A bit of friction there now. That's right. It's actually make you dance. That's.
Well, I wouldn't not dance, you know. I wouldn't sit down.
That's condoning the whole operation there now by saying you dance to it now, really, in fairness.
I don't mind the old funky stuff. The vocals now, that's maybe a dub mix. We'd be more, we'd favour that a bit more, you know.
But I think we're in dub territory here on the flip right now, which is it's about as much of the vocal as you get, really. You know? So you think they're going for the daytime radio with the "I don't give a fuck" type thing in the start of it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Will they do what they do in the hip hop records, and she'll sing "I don't give a," you know what I mean? They reverse that bit. Like breakfast.
Or
then,
imagine that record with the hip hop kind of country accents there. That'd be interesting, yeah.
Hold on, there's another mix here. Hold on, man. Oh, this is the Some Bongos mix.
Yeah, we like the kind of samba African guys going. Yeah.
Percentage then, go on.
Okay, we give that, for the funkiness, my highest percentage tonight, 66.
A bit of a 66. Lovely. Nice if I had another 6 to write next to that. And get some letters in. Would be good. What are you thinking, Brian? Any of this anyway interesting?
It's not too bad. It's not really an offensive track, really, but it's not really something new, really. There's been a lot of stuff like that over the last year. Sort of something like John Carter or something like that player. And Catania, that sort of trumpet buzz off. But as Ray said as well, it's very like Junior Jack Thrill Me.
And is this a waiting for something to happen record, or is it I'm there record?
Something would probably start off a set, really. Nothing really happens. There's a nice panning part in it, actually.
Well, there's wholesale nothing on that side. There's like two. Panny bit here, would you know? Nice grindy bit, like. So would you be tempted to get up off your ass and maybe shake to this? Would you?
Probably would, yeah.
Just a bit, you know.
Probably
what I
need
mean?
a few drinks to start dancing.
That's right. With a bit of lubrication, you'd be up there with like
I
a
don't
shot.
mind admitting it, you know.
That's right. What percentage? What hopes have you for these people?
61.
61. I see. Mark, have you any use for this at all?
It's hard. Like, it's not. It's got no hook. Once it was finished, I wouldn't have a clue what you had been singing about.
I see. Well, do you want to take a guess at the name of the track? Yeah, I think that proves that there. Yeah.
Stick with the dub. Stick with the dub.
Sort of wraps that up. That's getting pretty dubby indeed there. Would you play this at all? You know, even like, I've got to go for a piss type thing. And there's no one here yet, so we'll just put this on.
No.
You'd have to actually lower your standards to play this, would you?
Yep.
Messy. Percentage?
30.
30
For the dubs.
Good for the dubs. Last word with Ray. Would you give it a look, would you?
The first mix I played would be the sort of one that I'd be playing.
This would be the one here with the full vocal and the farty
Junior
noise in it.
Jack, yeah, that's what I was saying. Alan was saying there. Sort of like Hugh the Funk, Sting Me Red sort of vibe in there, you know.
But lacking the hook, as pointed out by Mark there, in fairness, there is no bit to hum while you're washing your teeth or stuff.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a main track of play. It's early in the night sort of stuff, yeah.
Floss the cat music, really. Yeah. Percentage?
I'd have to go with around 66 thereabouts.
66, right, I'm going to do my sums. What do you have this weekend, Ray? You want to say, what's your script? Where are you playing?
Tonight, Club Diva. Commercial dance or
as you do, somebody's got to do it, I suppose.
Head into the Tivoli. DJ Falcon.
Falcon is in, is he?
And then David again tomorrow night. Wednesday, MIA, missing in action in the Temple Theatre.
I see.
Night. Go down night. And we're just looking forward to the big show now in April in the RDS, the car show.
That's right. And it's an official cruise weekend this weekend at your cruise station.
Last night the boys gone down to Waterford tonight.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And I had to skip it because somebody had to do the work, you know.
Yeah, well, that's why, you know, I'm here. You know what I mean? We all have to suffer. Well, thank you for coming in, dude. Mark, why are you in town? What's your excuse?
I'm playing in Switch.
You're switching this evening.
Yep.
And what can people expect if they go down and switch with you?
Deep, dark and nasty.
Deep, dark and nasty.
Hopefully nasty, yeah.
Okay, and should they be bringing wooden spoons with them or rubber Wellingtons?
Both.
Excellent choice. Spanking and sweaty. Well, thanks for coming in. You're very brave. Dropped right in the middle of it. See, that's the problem with arriving late, you see. You know, what the fuck is going on here? What are these people? Thank you for coming in, dude. Brian, what's your script? What are you doing?
Myself and Al down in the Temple Theatre down in the crypt. Transformation, myself, Al, and Neil Scarborough.
Transformation, isn't that like a night for trannies and stuff, no?
I'll be down there myself now next week.
I see. Is there anything anyone would like to tell me while we're talking about this?
Are we on there?
I think we are. Transformation
next week as well. The upstairs on the main stage with Orbit and Darren Flynn.
And what's the... Flinner is back next week, is he?
Darren Fixed, that's whatever he's called now.
He changed his name to Darren Fixed, that's correct, yeah. That's strange, really, because if things aren't broken, you shouldn't really attempt to fix them. Yeah. And Al, have you anything to add to this?
Well, Brian's filled it all in, really. The crypt tonight, Transformation, with all sorts of European stuff.
Whizzies and bangies. Any hard bass? You play some hard bass for the boys?
Gun, you know, you get the gun.
That's a Tracid gun, it is, in fairness. You know, you'd want to be... Well, we'd be hard bassing it up a little bit later. There's so many stupid requests for hard bass now. It's getting absolutely epidemically. Gentlemen, your surviving tune, which should go on to Big Things and Be the Sound in the Car ad and all that crap, re-raw 25 o'clock in the morning on All City Records. I think we'll have some cruisy grumbling noises for the winner, please. And grumble. Thank you. Grumble.
Old school like graffiti painted pieces, believe it, I mean it. Haven't seen it on a replay. Reraw runs, rhymes, try read.
Live on the hour, every hour, 90 to 92 FM. This is 2FM News.
It's 9 o'clock. Millions of people around the world have taken part in demonstrations against a possible US-led war against Iraq. Here, Gardaí estimate up to 100,000 people took part in the march, which was one of the biggest seen in the capital in recent years. Over 1 million people marched in London, while hundreds of thousands of anti-war protesters thronged the streets of Paris, Rome and Berlin. A 32-year-old woman has been questioned by Gardaí in Limerick tonight after a handgun and ammunition was recovered during searches on a number of houses in the north of the city this afternoon. The woman's being questioned at Henry Street Garda Station. Another woman was arrested during the searches after a group threw missiles at Gardaí. Dunleary Rathdown Council was forced to suspend work at Carrickmines Castle in South Dublin today after Gardaí received a complaint that a criminal act was taking place at the site. Archaeologists moved in this afternoon to remove the castle's perimeter wall to facilitate the construction of the M50 motorway. A short time later, work was stopped following the complaint from a local resident. Some news just in. Gardaí have just released the names of the two people killed in the shooting incident in Cork. The 19-year-old woman was Cleana Magner from Fermoy. The man found dead at the scene was 20-year-old Wayne Roach, who was also from Fermoy. Gardaí have renewed an appeal for information about a County Limerick man who's been missing for over a week. 52-year-old Tony Brosnan from Ardee Keohan Bruff is described as 5'8" in height, of stocky build with blue eyes and black hair going grey. He was last seen in Tipperary town at 5:20 on the evening of the 6th of February. He's believed to be driving a light blue Volkswagen Transporter with the registration number 91L1138. I'm Pat McGrath. That's the 2FM News.
2FM Weather with Permanent TSB, proud sponsors of the Irish rugby team.
Dry tonight with good clear spells, but very cold with a sharp to severe frost across the Midlands, north and east. Lowest temperatures from -2 to +3 degrees.
Start the panic!
God's Kitchen.
Here we go now.
Pod presents the return of God's Kitchen this St. Patrick's weekend, March 16th at the Point, Dublin. Joining the cast of thousands is the star-studded lineup: Paul Van Dyke, Armin van Buren, Judge Jules, Barry Corsten, Marco B, Tall Paul, Mistress Barbara and Robbie Butler. God's Kitchen this St. Patrick's weekend.
Oh, yes!
With the famous God's Kitchen production and laser show. Tickets €39, doors at 6 p.m. God's Kitchen, March 16th at the Point Theatre, Dublin. For more, check pod.ie and 2fm.ie.
I'm in love, guys.
No, Tomato, no one's in love.
Hellman's Light. Where's she been all my life?
Oh, no.
Only half the calories, but all of the taste. What a mayo.
A love like that can't last. You're only going to get burnt like Charlie Chicken. You know, his first date with Hellman's Light was his last.
Ooh, she can have me any way she wants me.
Tomato, open your eyes. Love hurts. And let me tell you, in Hellman's Light's case, it's murder.
Ah, you're just jealous.
Yes, that's right. I'm jealous. How can I be jealous? I'm a yogurt, for Pete's sake. Reach for the Hellman's
Light
every time and make every meal a pleasure.
Who loves Hellman's? What do you think she's doing for lunch?
Oh, get over it.
Well, I'm off home. Anything planned for this evening?
No, I'll probably just have a quiet one. I'll see you. Maybe I should give Rob a shout and see if he wants to go over a quick pint. No, I can't do that, can I? It's 6 o'clock now. I have to wait another 2 hours before you let me near you. And there you are, taunting me, condemned to another quiet night in, or wandering around town on my own like Billy No Mates because you're not off peak yet. Why are you doing this to me?
Why should you have to wait till 8 p.m. before you can make off-peak calls? Because O2's off-peak hours begin at 6 o'clock, you can make calls before 8 p.m. In fact, O2 has longer off-peak hours for all our customers, so you can use your phone when it suits you.
See what you can do. O2.
666 on Saturday.
And since it is an official cruise weekend, we'll kick off with 20 minutes of loud cruisy noises. Now, this should cause extreme pain, scare everybody and shake the neighbours. And of course, the 0864 49400 is open for cruise shouts only, please.